Somebody please tell me if this sounds like a threat.
What separates a democracy from a monarchy from a dictatorship is the fundamental right to vote. Lose that, and you lose everything. Which is why on America's 250th birthday, we need a declaration of election independence. Freedom from election manipulators and deniers. Freedom from the militarization of election day. Freedom from the fear of imprisonment if you don't go along with Trump's.
He said fear of imprisonment if you don't go along with Trump's scheme. The Save America Act is to show ID if you're going to vote in America. You shouldn't be able to vote in this country if you came here illegally and you don't have the legal documentation to vote here. When he's saying that we should have the ability to make our own rules in our own states, he means that we should allow people that are not legally done yet with their process to be able to vote. That's exactly what he means. And that's what they want to do. They're telling us now. They're telling us now that when they get back in power, that is exactly what it's going to be. And they're going to go after every single person that tried to stop them from doing it.
So Greasy Gavin is screwed, huh?
From California just about an hour ago now. No comment to Fox from the DOJ as of this hour. A source there saying that there are several investigations into people around Newsom, including his wife and his former chief of staff, and they originate from whistleblowers.
He sat on camera and said that Trump was just painting him as a criminal and coming after him, and it was a Trump witch hunt. He was panicking. He was sweating because he knew that there was a mole inside of his administration.
Me speak directly to anyone considering helping President Trump interfere with our election or our count order. That's why I'm moving forward with new legislation that would make it a felony to seize ballots before the vote has been certified by state and county officials. We will be the wall he cannot get past. Because
before my election, Gavin Newsom signed a ridiculous law that literally banned federal and independent authorities from investigating.
I already have you.
A lot of people thought Spencer Pratt is stopping. From what I'm observing, it is not stopping anytime soon. He dropped a 10-minute video. On that clip, he's actually exposing a lot of things that we have seen, and people predicted it was happening. At some point, looking at what Spencer is planning to do here, Gavin Newsom is sitting there planning to go after him. I saw this video, I could not bypass. It is very important. I show you what is going on exactly. I don't know. People should have the right to question an election. If you see that things don't go, you go deep into it, investigate, come out with a result. Let's see what you have seen. Spencer Pratt did a lot when things suddenly changed. During the election period, you saw how he was overperforming. Along the way, things started going after.
Spencer Pratt posted a photo of himself in the Oval Office with Trump, where he wrote in the caption that he will never stop fighting for his community. There's been a lot of talk about Spencer and his association with politics, so what is the real story of Spencer Pratt?
In case anybody happens to care what Gavin Newsom has to say, which I'm sure you don't, especially if you follow me, we're just going to go ahead and take about 65 seconds to talk about it, because I always like to share with you guys what kind of stupidity is coming out of our crooked ass, busted ass governor. So today, he's saying, to anyone considering helping President Trump interfere with our elections or our account, you will be prosecuted. Dude, you should be prosecuted. What is the problem? If our election here in this state is honest, right, big if, and if you have nothing to hide, again, big if, why does it matter? I'm just going to get on a soapbox for a second and tell you guys, Spencer Pratt won that election. That was some shit. It should be looked into, and if we don't get the integrity of this system under control, we are on a slippery, slippery slope. Let's always remember that the government works for us. We don't work for the government. And if you guys need a reminder of that, I'm just going to reference the Boston Tea Party, and we can take it from there. The government works for us. We don't work for them. And Gavin Newsom, we really don't care what you have to say. Coming from the dude who's got money in offshore accounts, buys his own book with taxpayers' money, and was sitting up in his winery having dinner. Most of us couldn't see our grannies. So, dude, piss off. But if you agree with me, leave it in the comments.
California remains one of the worst states to move to for the year 2026. A new Consumer Affairs report ranks the Golden State as the third worst state to move to. This is the third year in a row California was in the top three. New Mexico, Louisiana, they topped the list. Now, they determine the rankings based on affordability, safety, education, health care, and quality of life. California was dead last in affordability and second to last in safety. The best states to move to, New Hampshire and Utah.
Yes, for people who don't understand what is going on here, immediately after this election, Governor Newsom immediately went in there to sign an executive order. Like, if you question or even say there was this, there was that, during an election in California, you'll be held accountable. I don't know, if you are not scared of anything, why will you be putting out these kind of executive orders? Like, go after people who question the elections? What exactly? I don't get it. This is the same playbook that these people came with during the 2020 elections with Trump. Gavin Newsom is just playing the same thing. Now struggling to go after Spencer Pratt.
Because NGOs that Nithya cuts checks to were hoarding ballots just because hundreds of people and ex-residents who've left California were still on the voter rolls doesn't mean anyone is taking those loose ballots and filling them out. First off, it's against the law. And we all know if it's against the law, it doesn't happen. Secondly, we have signature verification. Everyone has to sign their ballot, and a computer checks your signature. Well, except some voters can't sign, so they carved out a rule where you can just make a mark on the ballot, and a witness can sign on your behalf. It can be an X or a scribble or even a half.
I believe an investigation should actually go deep into it to actually see what these people have been doing for a very long time. They will see a lot. That is the simple truth. These are things people won't even say it simply because they are scared of one thing or the other. I'm doing this just trying to expose what is happening, share my thought on certain issues like this.
He knows this won't hold up in court, but he did it so close to the election day, he knew the courts wouldn't be able to overturn it in time for the election. It's truly like going up against the casino. The deck is so stacked against you, you never really stand a chance. You can play if you choose, but the house will never lose.
We are inside LA County's massive ballot processing center when Assistant United States Attorney arrived on scene to observe the process and ask questions.
All the fraud that does occur happens long before the ballots even hit this building. People have been pushing me to demand a recount. Why? You could recount these anonymous ballots 100 times. You'll get the same exact result. I have no doubt that they are doing a flawless job of accurately counting every single ballot in here with robotic precision. It's here on Skid Row, where homeless people are paid a couple bucks for their ballots.
They give you $2 to vote? Yeah, we do the street. Can I get a plate? You know what I mean?
It's often attributed to Stalin saying, it's not who votes that counts, it's who counts the votes. No, this is the modern era. Now, for those of you who wanted me to fight the election, for those of you who thought I was quitting or I was bought off to step aside and quietly disappear, I'll remind you, there's a smart way to handle these things and a dumb way. Evidence is not proof. I don't say things without proof. Now, anyone saying that there's no evidence is lying. There's tons of evidence.
This is the end of the video. It made it clear there is tons of evidence. You cannot just come out to say things, because you want to say he has a lot of evidence about this whole thing. So we'll be waiting to actually see the end result of this. I understand. I know how these people will play out. I want to appreciate people supporting sharing out the videos. God bless you abundantly. As of the short clip you see at the end, that's a vital greeting. They hardly recommend videos again on this channel, but that is not a stopping factor. We will continue to update you.
Spencer Pratt on my podcast the other day, I think.
So this is breaking news. Everyone that supports me is a Democrat.
Encouraging her fans not to vote for Pratt. For a fan.
Seen this city just fall apart.
Mayorship, insurance companies, they don't have to pay for people to rebuild their homes.
Aaron Bass.
I just wanted to share how happy I am to be
the city councilwoman.
They said I can't just open up these cases with.
Can't keep streetlights on.
To the media, we do not care.
These elitists in California. Now you realize people everywhere in America make fun of people.
And so this is my life.
You're talking about qualifications, right?
Yeah.
And the black community.
It's illegal.
Spencer Pratt, who's running for mayor of Los Angeles.
I know, but
Also, I have to say,
we don't even have the trust of our own people.
Remarkable what he's accomplished. I'm from California. I have family in LA.
Chelsea Handler, she's not a fan, said me.
The only people that aren't are the socialists.
2010,